メロメロコンメロン。メロンコリーフラワーです。ヒヒヒ。Hello everyone, I am meloncollieflaur. And you know what today is. It's Watermelon Wednesday. SUIKA水曜日だよ. We've made it to the middle of the week once again. Just a few more days until the weekend. So be it school or work, whatever projects you are working on, continue to do your best. I believe in you. And also, happy October. おはようございます。こんにちは。こんばんは。私はメロンコリーフラワーです。今日の配信はスイカゲームだよ。Hello Milo con Melon. Spooky. Yeah. It's October. So, let's get started. Okay. The spooky month, yeah. I'm not super into spooky, but it only comes around once a year for the most part, so. And I guess the fun part is the costumes, right? Cosplay before cosplay. Alright, so I need to straighten things out here. But do you guys have any plans for this month at all? So how are you today, Chloe? I'm doing well. I feel pretty good. Nice and energized. I forgot to grab coffee, but I feel fine though. I was actually setting up and I looked over at the clock and I saw that it was almost time to start. So I started panicking for a little bit because I wanted to make sure that I started at 3 p.m. my time. Even though I was setting up around 2 p.m. or so. And I guess I got lost in thought or something. Or I was fiddling with something else. And by that moment I saw that it was like 2:55 or so. And I was like, oh. Because I was still messing with other settings as well. I was like, okay. I need to get started. So yeah, I'm 5 hours ahead since it's 8 right now. Yeah! You're 5 hours ahead, yeah. But yeah, I feel good. I feel great, rather. Exceptionally well, actually. Ugh. Just a nice chill fruit day, I guess. I did the Kyogre catching. I'm in Sapphire. Nice. How long did it take? Oh. Melon. Oh. Only like 20 minutes since I was using gray balls to have the colors match. Oh, so do you think the colors matching made it easier to catch then? Is that some hidden tech that I don't know about? Oh. No, just something I find neat. Oh, I see. Not a melon. It's just that since you said it took 20 minutes since you were catching with the great ball. I know that the great ball has a higher, like, percentage than the Pokeball, but I wasn't sure how much more. Huh. Okay. Huh. Whoa. Okay. It's kind of weird how forgotten Courtney is in the original Gen 3, only battling and speaking in Ruby. Courtney. Original Gen 3 only battling and speaking in Ruby. Oh, that's the thing. If they're only exclusive to Ruby, then you would only see them there, right? So I guess not necessarily forgotten per se, but if you aren't playing Ruby, then I guess you won't notice them, right? Huh. Strawberry. Or double cherry. Persimmon. I did notice she was with the Team Magma group when I was playing Sapphire after Kyogre was awakened. Oh, so she appears like once then in Sapphire, I guess. I wonder why. Maybe they chose a random grunt, I'm not sure. Well, not random per se, but it is interesting if it's such a rarity, right? Wow, wow, wow. Wow. 1919. 1919. In Emerald, you do get to fight Maxie and Tabitha, the other Magma element. Right. I think people know Tabitha more. But that may also be because of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire as well. Wow. Strawberries. Wah bah bah. Grapes. I remember this meme of the remakes where Courtney was reminded of a Snorlax when looking at Tabitha. Because of how large Tabitha is, right? Interesting. Almost a melo. What? Cherry and the eyes? Oh, I see. I forgot about that. No. Okay. Wow. Wrong button. Now I'm just going around dive spots before Wallace. Oh, are you searching for anyone in particular? Oh. Cherry. Okay. Strawberry. Grape. Okay. Nice. And then Decopon. Strawberry. Hmm. Nice. Okay. Grape. Persimmon. Strawberry, cherry, persimmon. Oh, very nice. Grape, cherry, persimmon. Honestly, I'm happy with my final team of Swampert, Kipper, Gardener, Vero, Breloom, Shroomy, Shello, Falco, Altaria, Nimby, and Milo Millie. Nice. I see. Guess those will go there. Strawberry, cherry, persimmon. And then grape, carnivore. I hate autocorrect. Yeah, autocorrect is going to happen when it comes to Pokemon, since Pokemon aren't words for the most part. So that's bound to happen no matter what. So don't stress too much about that. I appreciate it, Collie. Oh. Don't mention it. It's fine. It just happens, you know. 1417. 1417. Okay, so I guess there's something very interesting about the fruits in a jar thing to me, because I remember there was one point where there was a time where sometimes you would be in school and there would be this thing where you would try to guess how many jelly beans are in a jar, I guess. And I suppose the one who gets closest to it ends up winning like a prize of some sort. I remember it occurring every so often. I don't think it's a thing now, but it was definitely something that I remember, and I was just reminded of that. It's kind of cool. Of course, you can use like actual math to determine based on like the volume and the size of the beans and all that type of stuff, but since it was like an elementary school thing or something like that, or maybe even middle, I'm not entirely sure, it was still interesting. Oh, I thought you meant when they grow melons into a square shape. I think that's mostly like an Asian thing, like mostly Japanese, I suppose. Unless it happens in like Europe and UK as well. Okay. So that'll work. But yeah, I do know about the like the cube melons. It is very interesting. Your stem is also a scythe for cutting grass now. Yeah! You reap what you sow, you know? I love this design actually. That's one of the reasons why I do like October. I get to bring out this one. Grass steel now. Yeah, that's true. Huh. Aww. So many apples. Okay. The Mario Galaxy bundle also comes out soon. Are you getting it? Did you grow up with it at all? Or are you getting the bundle? I'll assume you're getting it. Right? I still have my physical copies, my CDs from the Wii. But I am happy for those who get a chance to actually play it if they hadn't before. You don't know? Wait, then why are we talking about it then? I figured that if you brought it up that meant you were interested in it. I can't be wrong though, obviously. Oh. Melon. I am, but mostly for the new Rosalina storybook pages. Oh, really? How many pages is it? I don't remember. Oh. Wah. Okay, Jerry. Grape. The bundle adds new pages, but they didn't say how many. Oh. Interesting. I wonder if gameplay will change at all then. I know that it can be rendered at 4K resolution now. That's definitely the way of the future. Oh. Speaking of which, I wonder if we will see 4K gaming anytime soon. Since we are aiming more for 4K resolution these days, I wonder if that means that people will start streaming in 4K or close to it as well. If it will become the norm. What? I might get it if it's on sale because I already beat Galaxy 1 with both Mario and Luigi and still going through Galaxy 2. Oh, okay. Oh, so you do have both of them then. Huh. Like I said, I think it's fine for those who never really got a chance to play them. So it's a good, you know, purchase. Some people weren't. There's just some games that some people weren't born in the era of, right? That's the good thing about re-releases of games. It means a newer generation gets a chance to experience the games. Okay, like it's neat but not necessary. I guess so. The same could really be said about any type of resolution. Like, for example, I know there was a big jump between black and white TV and color TV, and then there was we were so used to like 144, 260, or 240, 360p on like YouTube for a while, or videos in general for a while, and then there was a jump to like, I think it was 480 and 720, and then we started getting 1080 and 1080 60, right? And now we're getting like 2K and 4K, so I guess it just depends on what you want to see at that point. So, if anything, really, none of it's really necessary, so that means it's just preference at that point. But if you want a clearer, I guess if you want a clearer experience and a snappier experience or something like that, then that's what people are gonna go for. And especially if people are like huge gamers, then more than likely they would probably go for that, especially if it's like 4K 120 or something like that, or even 2K 120. 1724 1724. Yeah, especially since you can make videos load longer, but then again it depends on the device. Yeah, it's a bigger file size as well. But then I guess you also have to think about how television does streaming sports and stuff as well. Obviously they have the like highest resolution for the most part. I think it's probably at like 8K or so, maybe, or something like that. Basically be able to see the sweat on the players, I guess, and watch them and watch them as if you're actually there, almost as if it is actual augmented reality or virtual reality or something like that. And I'm pretty sure that's been going on for a good bit of time, yeah. The sweat, yeah. People like to see the sweat, I think. I'm not a huge sports fan, obviously. I think most gamers actually aren't, I'll be honest with you. That's usually the consensus, I think. A lot of people who tend to stream or play video games online tend to say that they aren't really huge sports fans per se. But, not that they detest it or anything, but usually, you know, they're going to be into other stuff. Unless Mario sports? I guess so. But that's just sports tacking on, like, a character, though. But I guess if that's what it takes to get someone to play a game of that caliber, then I guess they'll do it, right? So I do think that they also made, like, what was it called? It was called, like NBA Street, I think. I think they also made, like, Mario Hoops or something like that as well. So there have been multiple times, I think, where they've done Mario with basketball. I think they've done volleyball once. Maybe twice, I'm not sure. And stuff like that. And of course they've done, you know, soccer, football, and baseball as well. So it's very interesting. But yeah, I know there was an era where, or there was a time where you really could just tag on like a popular video game character and it would sell the game. Even if, like, it would be on the box art maybe, but Mario wouldn't necessarily be in the game per se, because it was just meant to get sales and stuff like that. But honestly, I guess that is the case because Kirby's Epic Yarn wasn't going. They knew what they were doing in that regard, all things considered. Like I said, I think it was a very common thing. It's just like with the I think it's Nintendo Dance Mix stuff, which is something I never played, but I've heard of. I'm sure it's very interesting. You could really sell anything, I guess, if you do put a popular property to it. Heck, Pokemon could sell literally anything. It doesn't even have to do the handheld games anymore. They could actually just sell Pokemon with anything. They could do collaborations with any type of thing, kind of like the Squishmallow stuff, and they'll make a lot of money. Kind of like Hasbro with My Little Pony and stuff like that. The toys, the merchandise, right? They could make a lot of money doing that. They don't even have to do games anymore. Especially since a lot of people do miss a lot of the older ones anyway. Or that's usually what I usually hear. I miss the old games, or I hope these games get a remake or something like that. Or I want these ported to current gen console. So they could totally stop making games and just make merchandise. They have over 1,000 Pokemon now. And it's kind of like collecting, well, plushies in general. Beanie Babies, Neopets. People do like plushies and stuff, so I think it will work fine. And maybe people would complain less as well, since, you know, that seems to happen a lot more too. But yeah, take a popular property and sell it. It happens with cartoon characters too. I think it happened a lot with Popeye back in the day. Popeye the Sailor Man. Eat spinach, get strong, you know? Pretty much anyone. If they're recognizable characters, child will go, Mom, Dad, I want this. I know these characters. I want this, you know? And then you get it. Even cereals are like that too, I think. Merchandising is very interesting, huh? Take something that's marketable and go for it, I guess. If it works, it works. So that's pretty cool. Take the opportunity. Or seize the opportunity, I guess. I'm glad the stream didn't crash. Why'd you say that? Was it bad? Like, I know it messed up earlier when I switched over, but I don't know how much it messed up now, if it did. It was loading for a bit? Oh, I see. Where I am, it's been kind of weird and finicky. I don't know why. I think it's the internet service provider. We've had some issues for a little bit. In that regard. But I still try my best. Because I know it's not my fault. Well, it's on my side, but you know what I mean. As in, I didn't do anything to make it be weird. Especially coming into the autumn and winter months. Is that a thing? Does, like, colder season make it where internet fluctuates more? That's new to me, actually. I didn't know that. Oh. Wah, 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 wah. I mean, it rains a lot over here? Oh, I see. Where I'm from, it usually rains a lot around July and August. And I can understand that, because obviously rain does mess with the connection. And storms and stuff. Seasonal storms. Wabba. 1564. 1564. Huh. Also, I hope the volume isn't terrible or anything like that. I hope everything's fine and balanced. I try to be consistent. Sometimes it's difficult to be. A whole storm was announced for this Friday. Really? Well, I hope you stay safe then. Make sure you take cover. Make sure your family is safe as well. Right? The storms can definitely be scary and unpredictable. Sometimes it's really difficult trying to prepare for a storm as well. I will. Plus, it's only a yellow wind warning. Yellow wind. Yellow wind. What is yellow wind? like pollen? Wow, cherry. Okay. Strawberry, yellow, orange, and red warnings. Oh, I see. And red is the most crucial. And yellow is the mildest, I would assume. Oh. Strawberry, persimmon, pickle. Okay. And then put the persimmon here. Strawberry, persimmon. Not persimmon, decapone. Now it's persimmon. That's a decapone. Okay. Strawberry, grape, persimmon, decapone, strawberry. Nice. Persimmon, decapone. Strawberry, persimmon. Decapone. Okay. And then strawberry, cherry, persimmon, grape, decapone, and put you there, and then cherry. Wow. They also like to name the storms. Right. And it's like two different ways, right? Like certain storms are female and other storms are male or something like that. They're like specific, right? Oh. I just choose a name that's next in the alphabet. Oh, okay. Melon. I see. Naruhodo, melon. Great. Okay. And strawberry. Also remember the whole rainstorm Kyogre does in Sapphire. Oh yeah, of course. The Rain King. click upon strawberry. Nice. I thought it extended to the whole region and not just Route 129 and Titopolis. Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it? And Titopolis is like, well, like on its own, right? SUIKAだよ. It might as well be deserted. Well, I guess not deserted, because it's surrounded by water. So it's like the opposite. Yeah. Ah, too many pears though. Grape. Cherry. Strawberry. Whoa. The lore behind it was a volcano originally, and they just made the city over it. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes more sense. Wakatta, wakatta. Wakatta, Melon. Strawberry, cherry, grape. Okay. Nice. Okay. Highest score I've had in a while. Another bit of lore I found is the two people up top of Mount Pyre are actually in Lisa's grandparents. Really? Well, I can understand that. Interesting that it's them specifically. I wonder why though. Huh. Oh, that could have been something. Are we gonna reach 3,000? Well, I guess not. I don't have enough space. But we got close. Making history. Yeah. This will be the third time I reached 3,000, I think. So that's really nice. I'm upset that the pineapples didn't actually hit, but that's my own fault, obviously. But this is pretty good. $30.39. Sanjuku. Very nice. That's never gonna happen again. Well, that's not true. If it's happened 3 times, I guess it can't happen again, right? Let's go. Hmm. Decapone. That was a surprising run though. Persimmon. Just believe in yourself. I try. I try my best. Sometimes things just happen. Oh. Okay. Nice. Okay, so decapone, strawberry, grape. Okay. Nice. Strawberry. Persimmon. Grape. Very nice. Strawberry. Persimmon. Cherry. Good, good, good. You also announced some stuff with Pokemon Home and ZA. What's going on with it? I haven't been looking recently. So maybe I can get the information from you. Hehe. 教えてください、メロン。わ。Okay. Grape, cherry, strawberry, cherry, strawberry, strawberry. Ohayou gozaimasu. Ohayou gozaimasu. Hehe. Oyasumi. Hehe. So it will be added in early 2026 and will include regional variations, but unfortunately you won't be able to transfer Pokemon back to the original games. So if it's going to ZA specifically, or is that home specifically? Because that kind of reminds me of back in the Gen 3, Gen 4 days, where once you transfer your Pokemon to from Gen 3 to Gen 4, you couldn't transfer them back. But can also work with the upcoming Pokemon champions. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. Strawberry. Strawberry. I really did like the relationship the DS and GBA had. Yeah, I like the way that they interacted, yeah. I like that you can technically still use them for that, and you can also still use your DS for like the Wii sometimes as well. Wah. Grape. Strawberry. So many peaches. No. The DS for a while was also the only way to get GBA games on a capture card. On a capture card. GBA games on a capture card. Huh. And not the GameCube? Oh. No. 1468. 1468. That was tricky since it had blocks for the GBA video cards and other stuff. Blocks. Blocks for the GBA video card. Oh, that's what you mean? That's the only block that I can think of. Well, other than like gyro, I guess. Right? Since the Game Boy player is basically like a Game Boy Advance SP, but for your television, yeah? Like, the block was there obviously to keep people from trying to record the videos. I don't know if there are actually any games out there that can't be played on the Game Boy player, but that was obviously a precaution. And we say today, well, who would want to watch it at such a low resolution? But if you think about it, that would have been a good idea. Well, this is too small on my Game Boy Advance. Maybe I can use my Game Boy player so it can be bigger. But obviously it would stretch the pixels out as well and look really weird. So I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what the thought process was, other than to make sure that people weren't recording the copyrighted stuff. I think it was down to being more expensive than the DS capture card. What is the DS capture card? I've never heard of the DS capture card before. Like, I know that people did like something for the 3DS. Like, my owner has a 3DS capture card, but I don't know much about original DS capture card. I'm always learning something new, which I cannot complain about. It's just a mod attachment that has a USB that plugs into your computer. So it is like the 3DS then. I didn't know they made the same mods for just regular DS as well. I could see it working really well with the DS Lite, I suppose. I know there are so many mods out there for a lot of the handhelds. The most common one I think is backlighting a Game Boy Advance. I just figured it would drain the battery more. Like quicker. Or batteries rather. Okay. Strawberry. Cherry. Melon. I think the 2020 mods for systems definitely got more popular. It seems so. And especially like the Game Boy Advance specifically, I think. I do agree with that actually. From what I've seen, there's a lot of them. I've never soldered anything, and I would be too afraid to do so. But there are lots and lots of mods out there for it, yeah. Wah. Persimmon. Oh. There are services that can replace the batteries in the cards like the business I work for. Well, I was thinking if it's the Game Boy Advance ones, then that means it's using like regular AA batteries, right? Because I assume one of the reasons why people also chose to mod the Game Boy Advance over the SP is because people didn't like the rechargeable battery, and the SP, I guess, is smaller. But then again, people also did the same thing with half of a DS as well, so it just lets me know that Game Boy Advance is very popular. I keep forgetting the original GBA needed batteries. Yeah. The SP was the first one to be rechargeable, I believe. But nowadays, it also doesn't hold a charge for very long. Oh. Okay. Some do prefer the original to the SP for the wider grip if you have big hands like the 2DS. Yeah. But that's what I was thinking. So like, if you have like the 2DS and 3DS, I would say, wouldn't it be better to get a 2DS or 3DS? Plus it plays more, right? It can play all of those, no? Or is it literally just preference? I'm actually curious. Let's see here. Oh. 2114, 2114. Yep, the same library. Wow. That's what I figured. So I don't know. I'm confused. Because the 3DS can fit pretty well in your pocket as well. Even the new 2DS fits well in your pocket. So, and it's wide enough as well. Then again, I guess the Game Boy Advance, maybe it has like a grip. Maybe it's better for grip. I'm not entirely sure. I never really know. 2114. I guess that'll be it for me for today though. It does have a grip on the side. Yeah, that's what I figured. Because I don't think 3DSs do. So like, compared to the Game Boy Advance or something like that. I guess my only argument is that the 3DS obviously plays more stuff. But I guess if you only want to play Game Boy Advance and Game Boy Color, then it's fine. You enjoyed the stream? I'm glad. I appreciate it. Arigato, Melon. Mite kurete arigato, kite kurete arigato. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell for more of my content. Even though it's mostly Melon SUIKA game content. But hopefully you enjoyed the talks. Because I don't stream consistently. But I do try my best. So just stay tuned and hopefully everything will be okay. Light prognostic. Yeah, light prognostic. Yeah, stay tuned for more Super Paper Mario and SUIKA game and Pokemon and stuff like that. But in the meantime, I am meloncollieflaur, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Oats Melon.